Hi, I'm Randi Roberts, an executive and career life coach, and I'm here to talk about what you may want to think about if you're questioning whether it's time to leave your job. And stick around to the end because I've got a resource for you that may be really helpful. When people find out I'm an executive coach, one of the questions that often comes up is, "Hey, should I leave my job? Is now the time for me to look for another job?" And my definitive answer is maybe. Let's talk about it. Let's see what's beneath the surface because what what I propose is that what's most important about answering that question, whether it's time to leave your job, is to get really clear first on what the issue is. What's the problem? What's the thing that's missing? What's the thing that doesn't work for you anymore? What's the reason that you're asking the question? Because if you don't know what problem to solve for, you may end up going to the next place and taking the problem with you. So it's worth doing that inner work to try and figure it out. And there's some pretty easy ways to start. You can start with just doing a stream of consciousness about what is working for you on your current job and what may be missing. How did you feel a year ago? Choose your time point versus how you feel now and take a look at where the gaps are. Think about the things that are exciting to you, that are interesting to you. When you see something on social media or see an article or whatever, what's drawing your attention right now? That may give you some ideas of what might spark your interest and your energy. So, taking a look at what interests you, what your current situation is, do some dreaming about what your ideal situation is and what excites you about that. And then take a look at where there are some gaps. That's a great place to start in trying to figure out what may be missing and what you may need to solve for. There are times when people go through that thinking and that exercise, and they end up realizing that what they have isn't so bad, that most of it is working for them. And there's one little thing or two that maybe they can tweak to dial up their happiness. If that's the case, it's great. You're lucky because there's so many financial stability, whatever reasons to stay. But if you find that's not the case, if the gaps are bigger than you thought, or just the exercise of going through it is putting you in touch with that frustration and dialing it up for you, it may be worth going to the next step and looking at whether it's time to make a move. So I always recommend that you talk to somebody else about it, whether it's a friend, whether it's a spouse, whether it's a coach, whether it's me. Feel free to get in touch. I offer free sessions and I'm happy to do one of those complimentary sessions to talk this through and help you try and figure out the direction. But there's lots of resources that you have in your network that can help you talk it through. There is something magic about saying the words, about working it through. It will help you to think about it more clearly. So the answer to the question, should you leave your job, remains maybe, but it's worth doing some digging. So, if you want to explore further whether it's the right time to leave your job, or maybe whether it's the right time to a couple other big questions that you may be asking yourself, download the resource that I have, may be helpful for you. So, there's a link below. Go ahead and get it, and it may help you take your thinking to the next step on those things. Thanks.